Have you made manual tree height measurements using the clinometer? We will explain how to upload tree height data to the Globe website. The first thing we have to do is log in. Click on Sign In. We complete with our email registered in Globe and the password. We can click Remember Me to not retype this information in the future. Click on Sign In. And we go to the Data menu, then to Data Entry and click on Data Entry Desktop Format. Another tab will open showing my organizations and sites. I click on Add Site and the site definition will open. Here we have to take into account the format of the geographical coordinates. In Globe, we use the coordinates in decimal degrees because it facilitates the calculations. The Globe Observer application gives us the coordinates in that format. In the case of GPS, they can be configured. Let's take two cities as an example, one north of the equator and one to the south. Here, we have the latitude in degrees, minutes, and seconds. In addition, it indicates that it is the north. Here, we have the information in decimal degrees. Since the value is positive, it indicates that it is north latitude. In the case of the positive, it is not necessary to put the sign later. Here, we see the same case for the city of Santiago de Chile. In degrees, minutes, and seconds, it is also indicated that it is south of the equator. In the case of decimal degrees, the minus sign forward indicates that it is south of the equator. In the case of longitude, we have the west of the Greenwich meridian in the decimal degrees. The negative value is indicated. For Panama City, the minus sign forward indicates that it is west of the Greenwich meridian. The city of Santiago de Chile is also to the west. And in the decimal degrees, the minus sign is placed in front. To summarize, in the case of decimal degrees, if you're taking data somewhere north of the equator, the latitude should be set to positive, and the longitude with a minus sign forward to indicate the west. If you're taking data somewhere south of the equator, the latitude should be put with a minus sign forward to indicate that it is south, and the longitude with a minus sign forward to indicate that it is west. We return to the creation of site definition. We place the name and I have two options to load the coordinates. I type manually or I search for the site on the map. I zoom in to find the exact site. I can put the map in satellite mode to observe better and select the location at a central point from where we will make the measurements. I note that there is the latitude and the longitude information. I click on Set Elevation and it is automatically set. In the data coordinate source, it says Other, because I did it on the map instead of using GPS data. Remember that you can use both methods. Now I select the protocol, in this case land cover. And the website takes me to the end to complete the information. Comments here are optional. Then I choose the description of the MUC code. In this case, it is an urban area, that's why I select urban. And automatically puts the code, in this case 9. Now I click on Create Site. And I verify that above appears the bar in green saying Site created successfully. We click on Data Entry Home. Then I click on the institution to go to the created sampling site that is always at the end. I click on the new sampling site, in this case Costanera 3, to upload a new observation. I put the date and the site opens. And I scroll to the trees section. To load the trees, I can put the genus, the species, and the common name in optional mode. Then I enter the height of the trees. To ensure the height with the clinometer method, it is recommended to make 3 measurements of the same tree. I introduce the circumference of the tree. And finally, the latitude and longitude of each tree in decimal degrees. Remember that if you add the minus sign, as in this case, it refers to south latitude and west longitude. I can put the elevation. If I leave it in blank, it will take the elevation of the sampling site. To load another tree, I click on that sample and tree 2 appears. I continue to fill in the tree information, and when I get to tree 5, I can add 5 dominant. In this case, all trees are equal. I will select dominant. And I have the option to add up to 5 more trees. I complete the data of the 5 trees. I can withdraw samples if I was wrong. I go to the bottom of the page and click on Send Data. And I verify that above appears a green bar saying observation created successfully. To continue loading the data from the same sampling site, I click Create a new. I select the date, and the form to load the data opens. If I need to review the above data, I can click Data Entry Home. I open the site of the institution and go to the sampling site. I open the sampling site, in this case Costanera 3, and I click on Past Observations. The date and the option to delete appear. I click on the measurement date, and I can review or change some erroneous measurement. To save the changes, I click on Send Data, and I check again that the green bar appears saying presentation updated correctly.